Hey everyone, welcome back to another Alliance War video. We've got a double header this time. It'll be Wars 6 and 7, but we're starting with War 7 against SGA. And my team is Human Torch, Warlock, and White Magneto. We're starting with this one because the Salty War is super interesting. And I want to save the best for last, but here we have SGA. I'm taking double path 1, just path fights, that's it. Starting off, we have this Mr. Sinister on node 1. Going to be taking this fight with Warlock. Strategy here is just get to my special 2 and he dies. That's really it. Infection will kind of come up naturally. I don't care if he throws a special 1 because I'm a robot. Yeah, using a robot versus Mr. Sinister kind of turns him into a potato, especially if that robot has access to heal block or doesn't crit. And Warlock, he has that heal block on his infection. So get up to my special 2, drop it, deals actually not as much damage as I would have liked, but the second one is going to kill, so it doesn't matter. Cool. Under 30-second fight, just how we like it. Moving on here, I'm going to be taking this Enchantress on node, what is this, 10. The strat here was to, apply guidance. Don't use my special 2 unless it's going to kill a relic that doesn't place debuffs, and just combo her down, basically, and use my Nova Flames to deal a bunch of damage. And I was going to tank special 3s, and I have an invuln on for this, but turns out when I reviewed the footage later, I never applied my invuln boost. So here I'm sitting in the fight knowing that, like, okay, all I have to do is push her to special 3 and I won't take any damage. And, the special 3 is never going to kill me, but it is kind of funny that, that is not the case. That special 3 would have done some nice damage to me, but here, she's almost dead, and I'm just going to drop my special 2 after a full combo, and this is going to kill her before anything can really happen. So, not using the invuln is whatever, because it ended up not mattering. Going into this next fight, though, I thought I still had it on, which is funny. I didn't even go... it's funny, I actually pressed, I pressed on my boost on accident, didn't even look at them, but you could see there that I did not have the invuln on, which is funny. So I switched my masteries. Now I'm going to go into this node 19 Iron Man Infinity War. We were a little worried about this fight. Someone even suggested maybe I just use Torch here, because you can't really use the special 2 to try and kill him, because he'll enter its auto block phase and he could block it, and then you get comboed and it's annoying, and he has power gain. So the strategy here is really just to drop the special 2 if he's at high health, but really save to my special 3 and drop that to just kill him outright before that can really happen. But here I start getting insane crit luck on my heavies. There's 2 crits in a row. Here's 3 crits in a row. Parry heavy, 4 crits in a row, and he is just melting at this point. This one doesn't crit, but then just one more heavy here, another crit, and he just dies. It's the quickest that I ever could have imagined that fight going. Even took a screenshot because this was the only fight that of my 4 path fights that was of any concern, and it's just really funny how it ended up being my easiest fight. So last one for this war. Korg on node 28, have guidance applied. It's pretty easy here with Warlock. I can just parry whenever I want because I have guidance. The only thing I have to worry about is buffet. I need to trigger Dex, right before it comes back so that I can get my armor. I think I ended up failing that the first time, didn't get it. Yeah, I probably should have delayed here and tried to trigger Dex, but I didn't. And yeah, ended up just losing my armor again, but it's whatever. I don't need it for any sort of damage. It will just be annoying, moving forward if it keeps triggering like that. So here I have Dex, and I get my armor back anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just one more special 2 here. This should get me back to another special 2, which I will drop just like that, and down he goes. And that'll be the end of this war against SGA. We ended up winning. Not only did we win, but we did not die a single time, which is nice because they only died once. We would have won on time, but it was a super close war the whole time. I think they might have rage boosted against us just a little bit because this was the best war that they had all season, and our defense isn't exactly something to scoff at. Anyways, here's the Salty War. Lot of lot of tension between our alliances, especially these past few seasons. 2 seasons ago, we donated them, and there was like a poster that was made about it. It really wasn't meant to taunt them, but it was taken that way by some people. Last season, we ended up losing to them, and they made some memes about us, mainly about my friend Tom, who ended up dying in that war, and it was targeted specifically at him, and yeah, we did not take very kindly to that. So they unfortunately induced everyone in LVT to rage boost against them, and yeah, we'll see how the war ends up. But so first off, I have this Sasquatch on node 5 taking this fight with Deadpool X-Force. And yeah, goal here, I accidentally dexed, but he didn't trigger the unstoppable, which is nice. Goal here is drop the special 2, then drop the special 1, and he dies. So even with his massive health pool, the protection being on at the beginning doesn't matter. He's dead. So that's the power of Deadpool X-Force when you run him with full recoils, max everything. Pretty ridiculous stuff. Next I have this Onslaught on node, what is this, 14? Node 14. Lots of options that I could have used here. I ended up going with Deathless Thanos, because he's just got a big health pool, and he's super tanky, and I can stun through my combo. So it seemed like a safe fight with enough utility to deal with this guy, so we went with it. The only thing I have to worry about is landing a couple intercepts and also not getting caught with his crush passive. So I'm trying to be aware of that the whole time. Here, drop the heavy into special 1, get some of those furies so I can start dealing some nice damage. Here, I knew he had crush, and I thought I dodged out of that, but apparently I didn't, which is a little annoying. And yeah, get this special 1 out of him. And now I just dropped the special 1 into the protection. I'm really just concerned with getting the fury for myself. Here, just gotta bait a special 1. He's not wanting to throw it for a bit. I kind of lose my whole damage phase, and I get caught with a special 1 to add insult to injury. Luckily, it doesn't do a lot of damage on its own. Here, I counterpunch into another special 1. I have all of my furies now, which is sick. Bait out this special 1, and I'm losing the health race currently, but that's going to turn around pretty soon. Here, drop the heavy, time it pretty perfectly with the protection coming back. And yeah, I have the fight a lot more under control at this point. And here I go into the special 2, and this should just nuke him down. Yeah, nice little 92k crit at the end there. This dude hits hard once you ramp up all his furies. Okay, last fight for this war is Deathless Thanos on node 38. We saw someone do this exact same fight. It was Stonehenge in CAV, and he took a rank 4 Deathless Thanos against TCN. And he did not use any of the suicide masteries, and in one cycle got him down to 40% exactly. So our thinking was, if I run max recoil, max suicides, I'll probably be able to, I should have the damage to just one-shot this guy. So that is the plan going in. I realized that there was a chance that maybe it wouldn't work, but for the most part, I'm kind of expecting this to do a lot of damage. So here, I'm just waiting out his counterpunch charges so I can drop this special 2. And here, drop it into the protection. It won't trigger the unstoppable. I can't go straight in. I need to wait for just a sec, and then I can drop my special 1 because I don't want him to go unstoppable. And this drops him to 40%. To 40%, that is the exact same place that no suicides Deadpool did against a rank 4 on that guy's video. So we still have no idea exactly what happened. It's something weird with the protections. It's sort of like, if you've ever seen like a karate black belt or something, like chopping through a bunch of blocks of wood, like each block of wood you go through, it gets harder and harder, and it's almost like the protections were doing something like that. Why it stopped me at 40% and not 50%, which is where the next protection threshold would have been, I have no idea. And if you're thinking, oh, it's because I dropped that special 1 into the protection and it would reduce the damage probably, the other guy did too. Stonehenge did too. It was protection triggered mid special 1, and it ended up taking him down to 40%. So having max recoils and suicides on only made this fight more difficult. That's all it did. It just made it more likely that I would die, but I ended up clutching it out, which was nice. It was a little sketchy, but it worked in the end. And the result of this war is that we did win. Neither alliance died. Neither of us died, but we kind of kicked their asses on time. I think, unfortunately for some of the people who have been in Salty for a long time, there have been 4 0-0 wars in the history of the game, I think. And all of them Salty has been a part of on the losing end, which must suck. And I do have a couple friends in there. You know, I don't hate all of Salty. That is, you know, experiencing that. I'm sure that sucks for them. But yeah, GG's to my friends in Salty. Y'all played a hell of a war. And for the people who wanted to meme on Tom, like, this is what the rage boosting does. So I guess I'll catch everyone in the next war. See ya.